If you have watched from, you already know the feeling. A town that traps you, a place you cannot escape, creatures that hunt you every single night. The writers of From built that nightmare from pure imagination. Or at least, that is what everyone believes. Because deep in the forests of Vermont, there is a real place. A place where people walked in and never walked out. This is the Bennington Triangle. And it is very real. Long before any disappearances happened, the native Abenaki people already knew something was wrong with this land. For centuries, they refused to live on Glastonbury Mountain. They said the ground was alive, that people who went in did not come back the same. If they came back at all, they called it the place where the four winds meet, where the earth swallows the living whole. The settlers ignored every warning. They always do. The town that died. Glastonbury was once a real town. Real families, real homes, a railway running through it. By the late 1800s, everything collapsed. The people left. And by 1937, the entire township was officially removed from every map. A whole town, erased, as if someone wanted it forgotten. And then, the disappearances started. The disappearances. November 1945, Mid-Dye Rivers, 74 years old, an experienced hunting guide who had walked these woods his entire life. He got slightly ahead of his group on the trail. They watched him walk around a bend. When they followed, he was gone. The only thing they ever found was a single rifle cartridge on the ground. No footprints, no struggle, just gone. 1 year later, Paula Jean Weldon, 18 years old, bright red coat, impossible to miss. A couple hiking directly behind her watched her turn a corner on an open trail. They turned that same corner seconds later. She was not there. An open trail, broad daylight, witnesses right behind her. Nowhere to hide. She was simply gone, never found. Not one trace. December 1949. James Tedford, a 68-year-old war veteran. He boarded a bus. Multiple passengers confirmed seeing him in his seat. His luggage overhead. His timetable open on his lap. The bus made its stops, and when it arrived, Tedford was not in his seat. Luggage still there, timetable still open, ticket still on the seat. He vanished from a moving bus, surrounded by people. Nobody saw him leave. Nobody heard anything. October 1950. Paul Jepson, 8 years old. His mother left him alone for 1 hour. He was gone. Search dogs tracked his scent all the way to the road near Glastonbury Mountain. And then, the scent stopped in the middle of the road, as if the child had been lifted straight into the air. Paul Jepson was never found. The pattern. Every disappearance happened between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, not at night, in broad daylight. Every victim vanished near the same stretch of trail. Every case, in the last 3 months of the year. And in every single case, no footprints leading away, no evidence, no explanation, as if something reached out of that mountain and pulled them in. The rumors, the official explanations, whether accidents, disorientation, do not cover a man vanishing from a moving bus. They do not cover a child whose scent stops in the middle of an empty road. They do not cover a girl disappearing on an open trail in front of witnesses. So the other theories exist. A serial killer who knew those woods perfectly. Possible. But nobody has ever explained the bus. An energy vortex. A portal. exactly like from. The Abenaki people did not call it cursed out of superstition. They called it cursed because they had seen it happen. And the third theory, the one nobody officially acknowledges, is that the disappearances never stopped in 1950. That people still go missing in that area today. But the cases are filed separately and never connected to the Bennington Triangle. On purpose. And then there is what people saw, long before any of this. Since the early 1800s, people reported something moving in those woods. Something large. Something faster than anything natural. One night, a stagecoach full of passengers was forced to stop on a washed-out road. The driver stepped down to inspect it, and something walked out of the tree line. Something that was not an animal and was not a man. The driver got back on that coach and drove through the washed-out road rather than stay one more second. He never described what he saw. For the rest of his life, he refused to speak about it. 5 people, 0 solved, 0 found, 0 explained. The Abenaki warned everyone for 200 years. Nobody listened. Glastonbury Mountain still stands today. The trails are still there. Most hikers who go in come back. Most of them. Whatever has been on that mountain since long before any of us arrived is still there, still patient, still watching the trail. From is a television show. The Bennington Triangle is not.